Hello and welcome to a little bit of live map making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome. Do we have sound? We do have sound. That's lovely. Just a bit paranoid. I didn't have sound. I can't hear sound at my end, but I think I've muted my mic or something. My headphones, sorry. My mic. Right, okay. I'm a little bit peeved at the moment, just a little bit, having loaded up the map. I did some work this morning off camera, I think. I don't think it was on camera. Pretty sure it wasn't on camera. I've lost it. All the work I did previously, I've lost. The good news is, because I've already done it once, I should be fairly quick to recreate it, because I'm only going to be doing what I've done already. The work involved a detailing of the intersection, and also a little bit of outside work as well, which actually I'm quite glad I haven't, because do I want two outside rail connections or just the one? I could have the one and have it merge out here, or split out here into two. I think I don't mind that. Because I kind of would like a double rail connection. But that said, do I really want a double connection so much it'd be worthwhile? Where's my pillars? My pillar detailing. Hello, hang on. There's all sorts of funny stuff going on here. All sorts of funny stuff. I'm not best happy. I'm not a happy BonBon. Really not a happy BonBon. Right, let's grab that. Bring this over here. At least get this back to what it should be, which is, I think it's actually spot on. Oh, more or less. That's as close as I'm going to get it. So, bridge is now back as was. Happy with that. This. Hi, Diego. Yeah, this. I did a lot of work on this. Oh, man alive. I am gutted. Really, genuinely gutted. I got photos. I got a screenshot of this finished. Not one that I've got to hand to be able to show you, but okay, let's redo it. We will again. This is something I've done once already, so I have no doubt it'll be quicker than the first time I did it. Probably something like that it was. Then we had some of these around in this area here. Then we had some of these in the middle like that. Oh, that. You know when you do a job once, you do it a second time, you care less, don't you? That's basically how I am right now. Now, I didn't go to every edge on here with the grasses, but I did some. That's in fact, hang on, no, I remember now. I did this to suggest that, hang on, yeah, to suggest that this connects, even though it doesn't. Right, now, trees. We had a selection here, but let's hang on. Let's come over here to my palette. We need a few of these here. We want that one. We want this one, and we're gonna want this one, and we're gonna want that one, and I think I used this as well. Right, I'm pretty sure that was the combination. I forgot about these two. Okay, well, I'll go grab them as well. I don't remember exactly how I did this, but it's going to work. Looks great, thank you. Yeah, really. I got a really strong screenshot of the work. And it's not the only thing that I did. The other thing that I did is not going to take very long to recreate. But I'm going to do this first, as this is going to be the main task. But yes, the interchange looks... I need to go and check to see if the interchange is still as it should be. Ooh, because I did some work to the interchange yesterday, didn't I? Hang on. No, the interchange is correct. I had to change the road layout slightly. Downgraded this highway here from 2-lane, this 2-lane standard, to 1. Because I tested this map in the game engine to see whether or not this would handle the traffic. Got to remember with the traffic on this, I know I've explained this countless times, but I'm going to showcase it again. We got the outside connections. The outside connections are off here and off here, meaning that all the dummy traffic... What's going on out there? Sorry, all the dummy traffic has to come through this intersection, because there isn't actually a direct highway route bypassing it. The solution is here for a slip road. In the original intersection by Augusta Navy, we have a slip road here and a slip road here, and that would bypass a lot of the traffic. Instead, any traffic that's coming over the bridge this way, wanting to head off towards the tunnel that way, has to take this exit, loop down and around. This then connects up with the 3-lane highway here. Let me show you that from the underside. So that connects up with the 3-lane highway. The vehicle then has to come up this way. It then takes the left on this split. It will follow the around over here. Then it will loop back the other way, coming back down this way, and then that then feeds through and out. So you might look at that and think that's a bit convoluted, and it is. So that's why I had to build the city. It's only small. It's only about 2,000 pop city. But currently, the size of the city that I've built over here is it's being handled really well by this intersection with the changes that I had to make. Without the changes, we had traffic that was basically, it was quicker. Instead of for the traffic to come down here, loop in and around and down and out, it was quicker for the traffic to come in and around and U-turn and back. And that caused a big problem here. So by making this road highway with the high speed, and then going via this way and then making this a double lane, forcing traffic to slow down here because it's not a highway connection, it's a standard road connection, that then has alleviated the problem of the traffic in the start intersection. So yeah, that needed doing. It needed doing badly. I don't know what has happened with this save though. I don't know what has happened with this save. But anyway, here's the tree selection that we've got. I am going to try and recreate. It won't be close. It'll be similar, I guess. So there's a couple of the big overhanging trees there and there and there. Then we've got the small overhanging trees, which I know that these are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it Savannah or Australian, maybe? But it has that overhanging kind of vibe, which I think if I put put them over here, these can accent the larger overhanging trees. So I think these are U's, aren't they? I think. If they're U's, if putting them two together, does that make it a double U? Hey, I'm not funny. Right, so we got that done. Then I used a few of these just so that this feels more, well, less of just a wetland expansion area. I think we'll put another one over here. And more of a integrated mixed forest. Maybe another little one over here, and then over here we have got this. This adds to colour. This adds just a little bit of colour in there. There and there. And no more than a couple of these. No more. 1, 2. Right. So that is... there was definitely more. Not much, but there was more. I think we'll bring you along here with a couple of the low overhangers. Again, not strictly the correct tree for the biome, but use a tree consistently, it will work. And I think we'll just extend that out that way and tie that in there. Right, so added a little bit of a divot here because otherwise this stands clear. Right, so what we have there is a slight dip in the land, so that stays fairly level and gives the impression that that is wetland, which ties into this, which is very, I mean, you can just see the water sneaking through on the underside of here. And then this is deeper. And then I did some terrain work here as well. Not much, just a little bit here and there. I think I'm going to have to do the terrain work as well. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'll catch up with the chat in a second. I see there's a little bit of gossip going on here. What game is this? I see that. I see who made that comment. I don't know. But you know when you do some edits to a map, random. You know when you do some edits to a map, and then you go back to it and you didn't save, and the work that you've done has gone. That is what's happened here. I don't understand how I didn't save though. I really don't. I don't know what's happened. But I've already done this work once and now I'm doing it a second time, which is a little bit disheartening. It's going to put me a little behind on my build schedule, because build schedule, pause the simulation, we're going to get some flooding. We're going to get some flooding. Right, that's not bad. That's not bad. Now I just need to grab these trees again for a little bit of... You're coming with me first. And that, actually, we need to do the vegetation first. The vegetation, where are you? You're over here. Let's grab this one. Now, I do remember this was quite... I'm not going to go to this level of detail all the way around the map, that I can say with absolute confidence. But this is a feature area. This is somewhere that people are going to notice. The main intersection, quite an attractive looking loopy intersection. People are going to notice this, so I'm going to a little bit more effort there. Let me check the chat. What have we got? Kiki. Hi, Kiki Marie H. How are you? You all right? You having a good day? This is the one type of tree painting that I wish you compared in your last decorative. Yeah, it's a little bit different with the decorative trees, of course, because a lot of it will depend on what are you decorating. A tree cluster is a tree cluster. A tree seam going up into the hills is a tree seam. Okay, they'll be affected by the shape of the hill, but decorative tree painting, I mean, I'm doing this sort of decorative tree painting. Here we go. We've got that. There is one sort of decorative tree painting. You compare that with the more formal castle gardens. It's what you could do with these is, oh, what's going on here? It's the second time I've had this where the bike sheds, excuse me bike shed, I would like, hang on, it's a prop. It's a prop. Yeah, it's the second time I've had that. Something definitely weird has happened with the save, without any question at all. That probably means everything that was using prop snapping has dropped. Great, more work. There was another one over here. These are mostly here basically to hide the fact there aren't doors, right? But look, this one hasn't. Mind you, that one's, if anything, that's floating a little bit too high. So how have those there dropped? Oh, and this one. Design tips. I would say, yeah, I mean, great with this sort of detailing. Again, I'm not going to claim to be the world's greatest. I'm really not. Far from it. But with something like this, let's say this inspires you because I am your favourite detailer. More shame you if I am. But let's say this is it. Then what I would do, right, is let's just say it's the trees. You love the way I've got the trees around the pond here. Assume you've got Move It. If you've got Move It, great. First of all, selecting the trees only here. Using the trees, the marquee tool with the trees. Drag and copy all of the trees like that. Deselect any trees that you're not interested in. So we just like what's around here. Vegetation aren't trees. I'm not sure are they props? I can't remember what the vegetation are, but you can obviously include that from this drop down here. Then if you go to here, the toolbox, and up to the top, you get the menu with the export selection and import selection here. If you click on export selection, you can write in a name for this, so whatever you wanted the name to be. Click export, and that will go into your list of exports here, right? So now I'm going to take the camera over to here. You're going to recognize this instantly, right? There we go. And import tree comparison. I don't know if you recognize that. It featured in a video sometime or the other. And that is now obviously a few drowned trees. And this is basically how I grabbed all of these, using the import export selection from those creators maps. And I'm going to do that before they are permanently in the map. So what you could do is you can go to your favorite create. I thought for a minute I'd taken some of the rail line out. So yeah, you can go to your favorite random 5 map. Why would you do that? Who knows? Choose, whatever it is that inspires you. Put it into your move export, import it into your map. Use it to. I mean, you could even theoretically, not that you would. Let's say you've just imported this selection here from my map. This little bit here is the best thing you have ever seen. You import it into your map. I'm now in your map here, right? This is your map. And you go, I'm going to use this to make my forest because it's the best thing you've ever seen. You could, in theory, use somebody else's work. I don't recommend it at all. I recommend, again, taking that, popping it down, studying it, working it out exactly how that creator has combined those bits and pieces together, and then to take your own creative flourishes with it, and then go, actually I like that, but what I would like more in this mix is some more tall trees or some grasses or whatever it is that is. Because I look at this, I think if I was to go and have a look at a better detailed map than I'm capable of, I look at this part of the gardens. I'm not really massively inspired by this. It's the best I can do off the top of my head. But if I go and look at somebody else's work, I would probably end up with something much, much better. But that'll do for now, That'll do for now. Oh, I'll see it. Another ad? Wow, YouTube has started adding ads to my video. I'm so humble, YouTube. Please keep adding ads. Oh, bless you, Kiki. Anything for you and anything for anybody, really. Let me just have a sip of my coffee whilst it's still hot. Right. Very lucky because it has only happened to me once in 4 years. Oh, and the game crashed. Well, that's, yeah. The game hasn't crashed for me. I don't know what's happened. Did restart the PC. So, I don't know, maybe that's it. Maybe the restart. But the game didn't crash. Anyway, I don't think the height of props gets saved in the map editor. Well, these ones that, well, we've seen that some of these are floating. So yeah, they drop down. And this one in here, okay, yeah, I dropped it down a couple. That is definitely above ground level. It was floating a little bit higher than I would have liked it, but only a couple of page down presses. And this one, that was already in the air as well. So I don't know. It's confusing. Confusing. Right, so anyway, I was doing some detailing work. Who interrupted me? What, all of you? You sausages, you. Right. This is just going to be an extension of this. I wanted the mixture of trees for the roundabout only. So let's grab... I'm going to want some grasses. Oops. Want some grasses. Did I move you? I think I did, but I think it's okay. Right, so we'll put some... Again, I'm not going to over detail these areas. But we do want to have a little bit heavier on this end. We want to do a little extension here. So that ties in with the other side. That's fine. Over here, this is quite shallow. So again, I think this area here would have some pondweed and grasses again here, and a little patch along here too. And here, one or two areas along here, which is where I think I'm going to level this. I don't like the cliff texture here. Don't like the cliff texture. Soften it out a little bit. Which again, like I say, we're going to get a bit of flooding, but it won't be too bad. And it will clear very quickly. Done that. Now, you little tree. You little overhang tree thing here. You are coming over here to join your friend. I'm going to have something very similar over here. And there's going to be something a little bit similar there. Then we're going to want you. You are coming with me. So yeah, I'm not going to apologise for the ads. I'm not going to apologise for the ads. But I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I didn't realise that I've been included in ads on mid-rolls on live stream. I'm assuming it's mid-roll. Not before. I mean, before the before you actually get the stream. I kind of understand that. That I expect. Pre-roll, where you sit down and it shows you an ad before you actually get started. That I get. But mid-roll, I'll take it. But I'm genuinely surprised. And of course, feel free to skip, unless of course you're a BonBon buddy, where you have to watch the ads. It's one of the rules. Oh no, it's the other way round, isn't it? It's the other way round. Yeah, the BonBon buddies in theory, because you're contributing to my pension fund. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, the BonBon buddies in theory are allowed to skip ads. Everybody else, no. You should be BonBon buddies. Then you get ad forgiveness. I'm going to grab another one of these here. I'll pop it there. Thing is with this, you never know. This tree here, it's on the small side, isn't it? But when it loads up in your map, it could be the big version. You never ever be sure. Also, I don't like that he's in the water. It doesn't feel like a water bearing tree. Right, think. No, I'm not liking these being so much in the water. Bring it up a bit more. In fact, you can come over here. Right, how's that? Need to extend this down this way a bit. And grab some grasses for the behind. On that. So we need to, we need to extend the trees down this way. So possibly another one of the big ones. Like so. And I'm just thinking about that light bush that we threw in there. Doesn't seem out of place. It's very bright there, isn't it? But even so, it doesn't really seem out of place. It just adds a bit of colour. Let me have a quick look with the cinematic camera. You know when you do a job a second time and it never quite looks as good as the first time? I think, again, that might be partly because I feel that I was rushing this a bit more. I'm pushing these up. These feel a little bit separated from the shoreline. And we do need a few more. Not many. That is probably better. And a small bush of some description. Don't know if I want to use that one. Have I got anything else pre-selected that could be used? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I think we can. I think we can, I think we can, I think we can. Where was we going with this? I don't even remember where I was going with this. Oh, this is too small. This will work on some form of detailing, but it'll, yeah, it's too small for making any major impact. So great for fine detailing, but if you're doing a map, you don't want to be faffing about. That one maybe? That might do it. That might do it. This is what I was hoping for over here. A few of those. And... Ooh. That's always going to be an issue. That is always going to be an issue. I don't know that that is going to work, because that one could respawn back as the big one. Right, you're going. Oh, you, I mean, are going. If you don't mind, with the bulldozer. Maybe just that one. Maybe just that one. Yeah, I think that ties it together. There. This is not bad down here. There was the flowers. The purple flowers. Hello. Beautiful. I'll drop some in here. Some over there. Little group in there. Bit of colour into the game. There we go. Don't want to have to redo this a third time, so please, game, will you very kindly make sure you save it this time, alright? Right, I think we are pretty close. It's not identical to last time, but it's very similar. Very, very similar. I'll take it. Who we got here? Oh, hello. Dolomite Dave's in the house. Hi, Dave. Oh, you got an ad while watching yesterday as well. This is... You can hit skip. Yes, you can. I promise you won't miss much. However, I will say if the system decides it wants to show you a commercial which is, I mean, 40 minutes long, and I have had them on other people's channels, please skip. All right. Oh, one of my previous, he's still a subscriber now, still a BonBonB buddy now, but he was curious. He watched one of my older shows, one of my older Let's Plays, and it gave him, I think it was a 35-minute presentation advert, and he let me know. I said, I left it running. I went and like did the washing up or whatever. Just wanted to see what sort of revenue you got from it, because it was a video that was going to get maybe just 2 views that week, and that was about it. An old Legopolis or something like that. And the payment for this ad running for 40 minutes was very low pennies. Very, very low pennies. It really wasn't worth it. I mean, it was probably something like about 8 English pennies or something like that. Nothing, just nothing. I think the payment triggers on 30 seconds, might even be 20 seconds of the video being watched. After, with any YouTuber, if you want them to benefit from a little bit of ad revenue, if it's like a minute-long advert, if you watch 20 seconds and then skip, that should be enough to trigger the payment for the YouTuber. It might only be a penny or 2. If you skip, obviously, right at the start, before it starts playing, the creator will get nothing. Anyway, this isn't as good as last time. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to grab you. I think we're lacking a little bit of variety and bulk at this end here. So maybe, I think it's got a bit more balance to it. Before that, it was just felt a little bit light on this end. These are meant to be light. So you got the main feature area here, the water, because water is water, and it's going to flood as soon as I hit play. Let's do that now. Come on, let's get that sorted out. It won't be a major flood because I only elevated the lake bed by a fraction. It might not even flood at all because I made such a minor adjustment to it. Look at that. I got away with that, I think. Right, so anyway, now there was something else that I did off camera, and it's regarding this rail outside connection, because I want to hide it, and I think the best way of hiding that is going to be, I'm going to recreate this almost exactly. Alright, okay, change the words. Abandoned factories. Everybody's favourite factory. Bom, 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 bom. Right, I did have to drag that in last time using Move It. Come on. Oh, hang on. It would help, of course, if we made everything clickable again. And I have dragged a tree in, haven't I? I can see that. Right. Bring that up. Lovely. And then I'm going to rotate this one. It was that way round last time. Like so. I'm going to drop you down. And then, what I did last time, it just felt right. The dirt path two, three. Push you in. And push you in. Just seem to make the front of this, even though it's going to be, it's hidden in the mountains and out of sight, felt like it needed a little bit of a connection like that. And then it was it's probably quicker for me rather than search for it. What am I looking for here? The gravel roads. What's the gravel road under? Hang on. Hang on. Let's just do it this way. Find it is so much better than the base game, in it. Look. And we'll do a little bit of this. And this. And bringing that to about there. Now, thank you, Mr. Motorbike. I can't remember the exact route. It was kind of following the textures rather than the actual terrain, because we can always switch the terrain later. Alright, that stopped about there deliberately, and we had a small bulldoze section. I think I went a little bit further with that road actually. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of cheating here, and oh, come on. I'm going to budge it across just a fraction. There we go. Somewhere around there, somewhere like that, and a little bit of softening in the moment. Right, now we're back to singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's got to connect up there. That's not a skippity-doo there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and up here as well. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. This one probably needs another one at this end. And we just need to connect these two bits up more believably. That was a bit clunky. Okay, and then we'll do some foliage work along here in terms of forestry, with a little bit of a clearance where the road probably should have been. Probably end up using these a bit more actually, something like that. But yeah, now that is basically where I got up to before my save got broke. So I kind of back to square one. Let me have a quick look at the chats there. Okay, where are we? Yes, you can hit skip, of course. Usually when I get ads, press F5 to reload the page, and the ad usually Ooh, don't say things like that. But yes, I have been known to do the refresh, depending on who I'm watching as well. There are some YouTubers, not the Skylines community, but there are one or two channels that I don't feel deserves the ad revenue. There's one guy that I watch who covers the what's it called, the flat earthers. He effectively reviews their videos and makes them out to be idiots, which I find entertaining, but I don't find him entertaining. I find the content that he finds entertaining. I don't like him, so I don't I don't give him the benefit of my ad revenue because I don't like him. But yeah, his content's okay. Right, okay. Last bit of river that I need to fix is this little stretch here. But I think we're going to call the thermometer. I think you can work out why. I think that then, did I... Oh my god, I redid this as well. Hang on, this river's not done. I reworked this river. Oh, fuck. Fucking Nora. I'm going to have to rework the rivers again. Yeah, I reshaped the bay slightly. There's the problem that I've got with the bay is there's just not quite enough buildable space in here. I want every one of these tiles to be buildable in terms of actually having a good amount of buildable space. Don't mind this one being a little bit light, given that it's right in the corner. So that one, not so much of an issue. This, however, this feels quite important, but there is a lot of buildable space in there already. But it does feel like there's a harbour going on here. And if there's going to be a big harbour, possibly here, this tile needs to just have a little bit... Wow. This tile just needs a little bit more. Not much, just a little bit more. And I've done this already. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Do the same, but make fun of people who say that CS maps are a globe. Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? Listen, you know that CS maps are a globe because otherwise the mantle couldn't exist. It would just pour away. It needs to be encapsulated within a crust. So yeah, that's how we know that the CS maps are a globe, because it has blue mantle. Oh, I've got to come back over here, just rework this again. Oh, hang on. How was I going with this? Simulation run, please. How was I going with this? I think I reworked this. Yeah, this... Oh, I don't know what's happened, but there's stuff gone awry. Let's just rework everything that I've worked already, shall we? Brush size, brush strength, here we go again. Take 74. Brush size, brush strength up. And brush size up as well. Oh, I'm devastated right now. Yeah, I've got other things to be doing rather than... Yeah, I blame myself though. It has to be my fault, okay? It has to be that I did not save. Don't know, when I restarted the system for the Windows update, I must have forgotten to save. But surely the game would have said, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Or your work will be lost." And if that's the case, it's even more my fault, because I... But what work? I ain't done no work on this map. What are you talking about? That... I kind of like the second little drop off there. I think last time I actually leveled this out. But you know what? We're going to let that little secondary waterfall live. I will, however, do what I did last time, which is a smaller brush. Oh, come on. There's something else I need to do, not actually on this map build, but I need to go on to the 81 collaboration map and do my little bit of work, because the next video on that is going to be here is how you share your work with me, because I mean, random was sort of, how do I, yeah, you can't necessarily share links. Well, you can't share links really on YouTube comments. I have a solution, but I kind of want to show it in the video rather than messaging everybody, 81 people separately, even though we don't have 81 people. We have a lot though. It's definitely, I don't know if it's not. What is the largest collaboration there's ever been? Huh? I'm sure it's got to be. It's got to be bigger than 10, surely. Maybe there's a collaboration somewhere off in the Philippines or Malaysia or something like that. Maybe somebody else has done 81 before, but you know, bit of entertainment in it. Bit of extra work for me. I like extra work. Alright, that's merging in here. I'll make the brush size slightly smaller. Strength slightly down. We're probably going to get a little bit of downstream flooding here. But that will be okay, because that's why we have rivers, to take the water away. That is why they exist. Well, it's not why they exist. It's what they do. Rivers don't exist to take the water away. They are water being taken away. Do you know what? Before Isaac Newton discovered gravity, waters used to just be static. There was no flowing water, because they just didn't know what to do. They just did not know how to react. And then Isaac Newton comes along, drops an apple into a lake, shouts "Eureka!" and the lake flooded. So you're learning a lot today. You're learning all things science and history. And just don't listen to a word I say, all right? Just never listen to a word I say. Best advice ever. We've got a bit of flooding going on here, which I think we can do a bit of that there as well. Oh, hang on, going the wrong way here. How's that? How is that? Excuse me. Downstream flooding. Got to see a doctor about that. Yes, it was more of a trickle than a flood, if I'm honest with you. Haven't built anything since 2019, so really got into it, right? Oh, hang on a second. Worked an entire day on it. Also, with limitations, there isn't much you can do. What are we talking about here? How the heck you random get a tile done in 7 seconds? A tile? You did a whole tile? Scratch that last comment. Do I autosave? Honestly, actually, no. And I have a very good reason for that. That is, I find it immensely irritating. Let's say oh, we've got a little bit of flooding here. Who knew? Who knew? Other than me telling everybody it was going to happen. So let's say I'm about to do some here. We got these two pillars, which just is the point where I've gotten up to with the rivers, right? I want to move this pillar very accurately. In fact, I want to rotate it that much and move it Oh, God bloody heck. And move it. Why can I not do this? There we go. Right. Do you know what? I'm going to try that again. Gonna delete it. I'm going to grab this. And we're going to place a new pillar over here accurately. Just to cover this little white thing. In exactly the same rotations. I'm doing this. And just as I'm about to do this, autosave. And it's fiddly. And you have to wait for the autosave to finish. And then I'd just rather save it when I'm ready. Which is usually not a problem. Usually. Until today. When clearly something went wrong. But it's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. Unless it's not. And if it's not, then it won't be. Right, we'll just do this for the moment. Just temporarily stopping the flooding. We might come back and do some... Well, we're going to have to come back and do some terrain work. Because I want to put a little bit more texture into these ridges that we see everywhere. Not a huge amount, just enough to make it interesting. As that flooding is finishing, that's dealt with, that's going. Good, good, good. Right, now. Bit of love. You like the rivers, thank you. I like the rivers. I like rivers. Not in real life, obviously, because, you know, they're full of, like, fish and hogweed, and they're slimy and wet and cold, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and then you put your feet in there, and it's not fun at all, and then your friend thinks, like, oh, you love rivers, you should come fishing, and I don't want to go fishing, okay? I really don't want to go fishing. So don't ask me again. Oh, bless. Oh, my friends are the best. They know me so well, and yet still, like, I haven't even gone fishing in Project Zomboid. Why would I want to go fishing in real life? Come on, people. Read the page, will you? Kind of don't mind this too much. I am gonna bring this back though. Hang on a sec. What is... I'm still on the wrong tool. I'm gonna bring this back. I kind of like that rocky edge going on here. So we're quite close to the mountains. I'm probably going to come back and just check that. But, yeah, I don't mind that at all there. And then we have the fun, which is... Oh, God. Done this. Did I mention I've already done this once? Did I mention it? Oh, I'm devastated. Absolutely devastated. I'll bring the strength up a lot. Ah, am I okay, Bonbon? No, not really. Not really. It'll be fine. Today was also a don't achieve anything day at work, where I just had numerous people wanted to come in and tell me about their life, which is fine. I am a great listener. You would think I'm not, given the amount that I waffle. But I'm a really good listener, really good at giving advice that people won't follow as well. Advice is... yeah, people come to me, you give good advice, but they say that a lot. And then they never follow it. They never follow it. It's like... Oh, I know you said that I should leave him. And he did beat me up again, but I do love him so much. And, I mean, that's sort of rubbish, right? Okay? That's sort of rubbish. Dear. And yeah, should I go back into education, or should I start my new business with my brother-in-law? And I'll say, look, mate, you should do this, and then they'll completely ignore my advice. It's like, just why ask me? Why ask me if you're not going to listen? Oh, and when they come back a few years later, say, I should have listened to you, and go, oh, for fuck's sake. Pardon the language. Sorry, where's my beep? Where's my beeper? Too late. Dang it. Sorry, YouTube. I did not intend to have that little faux pas. I was just getting a bit angry that my friends are just rubbish. My friends are so rubbish, and I love them all. Well, not all of them. Oh, man. Right. This is going to be better. Right. I'm going to speed the simulation along so I can see what the banks actually look like. Right, what have we got here? The only time you try fishing, you caught a tree, and you had my back. Ouch! Oh, random. I'm so sorry to hear that. Do have a dreadful fishing pun, if that helps. You went canoeing a while back. It crashed into a tree because the missus wasn't directing me properly. Yes, it would be the missus' problem. Well, speaking of history, Kiev is not the old capital of Russia. St. Petersburg was. It went Moscow, St. Petersburg, back to Moscow. So what's the situation with Kiev then? Who was it that told me that Kiev was? At the end of the day, I've not checked, and I think it's a lot more complicated. Like, Kiev may have been again, I've done no research, may have been the capital of the former, before Russia was a thing. Whatever we consider to be Russia. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yes, back in the day, I was store manager of a shop on the high street, and we were technically a stationers. But we did all sorts of other stuff as well. Mostly tat. Kids' toys. And tat. Now the place that I was actually manager of was literally about, I don't know, a minute's walk from the, I'd say 2 minutes walk from the sea. You'd have to walk down to the next road, but yeah, if you walked to the next road and then walked directly to the coast, it was 2 minutes walk. And one of the things that we had in the store was for, like, I don't know, crabbing, one of those 6 foot long bamboo sticks with a wire and some plastic netting on it, right? Now, whenever we had a new member of staff start, sort of store manager, I'd walk them around and show them the storerooms and where the bathrooms were, where they can make their coffee, where the emergency exits were, all the usual stuff that, it's your responsibility to make sure that the staff know and can find their way out and know where to pee and where all the cleaning stuff is kept, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, one of the storerooms was devoted to this plastic buckets and spades and all the stuff that we have in the UK for taking kids to the beach. Well, the stuff that we used to take kids to the beach with back in the 50s, 60s and 70s. I don't know if we do so much these days. Anyway, including this bamboo pole with the wire and the bit of netting. And so, as part of my routine of showing people around, just sort of like to break up the mundanity of it, I'd introduce them to my friends, Rod and Annette. I can hear the silence coming from you guys now. I'm gonna have to start move the simulation along. It's going nowhere. Rod and a net, everybody. Rod and a net. Yeah, it was. It normally got a bemused look rather than joy or anything like that. Yeah, it's my first day at work, and the manager has just told me this really bad pun, and I've got to be here for another 6 hours. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Right, that is sorting itself out very nicely. Yeah, it's not really a ha 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 though, is it, Kiki? It's not really. But yeah, yeah, just it was just always the bemused look on the new starter's face, as if to say, "What the hell are you talking about?" And you go, Rod and the net. Oh, I don't know. Right, this river isn't as good as I did it last time either. I might have to come back and just do a little bit of fine tuning, but we will be doing a bit more terrain work up here as well. I think when I come back to this area, I'm not in the mood to do it now because I've had to redo so much stuff already that I just don't really want to be doing it a second time in great detail right now. Come on, we need you, you're gone, and this is not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm not fretting. I'm calling the rivers done for a second time. Right. I think we can now drop the speed back down again. So I have some camera control. You love bad puns. Oh dear. What was the what do you call a caveman's fart? A blast from the past. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that did come from a children's show, but I liked it. All right. I'm going to make sure I tell everybody it. Yeah, this lake here, I've reworked as well. It's got the bulbous end on here with the shallow line running across there. It's another bit that I've already fixed once. Oh, well. We're fixing it again. We are fixing it again. I think I even raised the water level on this. I think. I'm not sure. It's very sluggish, isn't it? Very, very much like a slug. But I visualise this as being the former route down to this way before this broke its way through. Puntoids because puntoids. Hello. When will you do tree painting? Yeah. Random, tell him at what stage of the map making process you do the trees. There is a very specific time when in the map making process you do the trees. I'm sure Random agrees with me on this one. I would say the last thing you do in map making is the outside connections for the shipping and the air routes. So that means that, let's say if I was to put a shipping route in now I'm going to have one that will come in and go up that way, one that will come in and go down this way. And so I've got those shipping routes in and they're invisible, right? You and I both know they're invisible. And then suddenly I go, oh, do you know what would be really cool? If we put an island here, sort of like we'll recreate or we'll create some kind of Liberty style island right here to welcome people to the city. And then you've got a shipping route that goes right through the island. And we've seen that multiple times on on map builds, where you can see the creator has put down the shipping routes and then gone, it's not really interesting enough, I'll put down an island. And then you end up with disasters. Happens very, very regularly. So the very last thing, I'm still waiting for random. There we go. You paint trees before terraforming. No, wait, after networks. Before you make the rivers, as soon as you load the map. I have no, you have no clue. Random knows very, very well. The in terms of detailing, I would argue it's one of the last things you should do. But I also think that it's also a really good way of inspiring yourself. So, I've told this story before, but with St. Catherine's Point, the very first thing that I did was I detailed the lighthouse island to a level that the rest of the map had to try and live up to. So I did that as an inspiration to myself. And this I do because it just means that I've got at least one part of the map which is done. Not looking at the rest of them, looking at the map, nothing's done. Nothing is finished. So just one little area. So I think just sometimes just doing little detailing areas just to take you away from the mundanity of more terrain work, more river work, more smoothing, more network laying. To do something like that can be fun. But in terms of the trees, it's a good idea to leave them till last. And here's the reason, right? I'm going to come and do some... Oh, you had 2 ads. Oh, my God. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Right, to recap quickly, the very last thing you should do when building a map is the shipping routes. So that means if you put in an island, after you put in shipping routes, then you'll have disasters. So this is fine, right? But what's random saying here? Around the last thing you do. Absolutely correct. Random is absolutely correct. So here's the thing, right? Let's say I'm about to do some tree work here. Don't expect anything magical because this is literally just for this purpose now. Come on, I need me forest resources, please. Ooh, spinning tile of doom. Right, brush size going right up, brush strength going right up. Okay, so I am now tree detailing, right? There you go. That's perfect. That's going to do absolutely fine for our needs here, right? So let's say that's exactly what I want. It's perfect, right? But then I go, hang on a second. What I really need is I need this to be a valley coming down this way. That will make this a whole lot more interesting. This then makes all this tree work, which took me hours, by the way. Hours. Because doing trees right isn't well, unless you're colossal order. Looking at the tree painting on the new maps. Let's not talk about that. But if you're doing this to a Cities level of tree detailing, then you've done this and you go, actually I need to work the terrain. No, you don't. The other problem is if you do the tree detailing, I'm going to do another bit of spammed tree detailing here, right? I'm going to do here we go, little forest here. That's my little forest. Looks really, 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 really good, right? But now I want to put a network through this. You can see there are trees there, right? You can see there are trees here. If, however, sorry, if you, I'm trying to get me words wrong here, right? If I want to put a network through here, it's now fiddly, right? Because I'm going to have to delete the trees. I could be lazy and put the network directly over it, but then you're going to have trees under the road. Whereas if you put your networks down first, and then you go to put the trees on top of it, you can see, actually, no, I've got to be a bit more careful here. Because I'm going to have trees under the road. So you do the trees after the terrain has been finished, completely after the terrain has been finished. After the water's been done, so that you don't end up with any drowned trees. The water is the very first thing. Well, the terrain, general terrain first of all, then the water, get both of those into place. Networks, obviously, are sort of like about the next kind of level. And I need this big. Let's get rid of all of these, please. All of those. Was there any? Have I missed any? Have I missed any? Doesn't look like it. Right. So, yeah, in terms of trees is about the last thing you do. In terms of how far am I from doing the trees, never seen better tree painting. It's so good, isn't it? Better than Under the Rose. Yeah. So yeah, that's why you do the trees last. So if I was to put down the forest here and then actually say, oh, do you know what? What I really want is I want to extend the highway up. I've got to clear the forest very carefully, probably reposition a few trees a bit closer to the highway or whatever. It's just not going to feel right. It's not good. So doing the trees last, although you are basically spamming trees into a forest, it's still detailing work, right? You're still detailing work, but you're filling in around the areas. Plus, you can look at this and you go, right, where do I actually want trees here? The most obvious place for me is definitely up this valley. So we're going to probably have some quite high density trees going up the valley there. We've got around this area here, definitely feels like lots of heavy trees in these areas. Areas in the middle of the map over here, this feels like it's going to be quite a heavy downtown area. I reckon this is going to be quite light on trees. I'm not going to have an awful lot of edge of river tree detailing going. I even use do you know what, I'm finding stuff that I did as placeholders and as for working. Oh goodness me, hang on a second. Boom, gone. These things just keep popping up. I'm gonna keep finding stuff for a while. So yeah, trees are late. In terms of terrain work, there's more terrain work that I need to do in this area here. These lumps here are going to be more defined hills. This one's going to be a little bit more pointy. I think. This island here is going to be sort of like a continuation of this, with the essential lighthouse on the end. So I've got more terrain work than he's doing before the tree painting. I think once the tree painting starts, it will be a relatively quick job. I remember with Bonbon Island, it was a few days of tree painting, but knowing what you're trying to achieve and everything else is in place, that's not too difficult, really. Better than reeds under the toads. Oh, bless you. Bless you. But yes. All of these ads. I can't understand why there's so many ads all of a sudden. Again, I'm not complaining, personally. I could use a few pennies here and there. Okay, so what was next? Oh, I was originally said I was going to do this bit of river, wasn't I? Probably still am going to do that. But I'm going to reshape, because I did say that this lake, I reclaimed some land on the lake. On the bay, sorry. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do that again if I remember roughly how much I claimed last time. I probably do want a fairly high brush strength. There we go. That's the one. Pause the simulation. Pause the simulation. So that one. And then here. So it's not a huge amount I want to reclaim. But that's a bit better. Just looking at that area there. It's just subtly larger. Just slightly larger. Then I forgot that I also included here a little delta. A little delta. I don't know if that's going to hold its own there once the water settles, maybe. Right, more flooding. More flooding, which means it's time for more coffee. And speed up. You have to go soon and watch some classic Doctor Who. Ooh, classic. Classic Doctor Who. Wow. I think New Who's superior to Classic Who. I do enjoy a bit of Classic Who, and it's what the series was built on, obviously, but there are exceptions. Like, I don't like virtually any of the Jodie Whittaker era. Very little of the Jodie Whittaker era I enjoyed. And it's not that she's a woman, I just didn't buy her as a Doctor. There was was it the Renegade Doctor? I've forgotten the name of the actress, the black actress. I liked her as a Doctor. I liked Missy. I really liked Missy as the Master. So it wasn't a gender issue. It was, I just didn't really buy her. It may have been the writing. It just may have been the stories didn't work for her. I don't know, but I really didn't enjoy Jodie Whittaker at all. Capaldi, really like Capaldi, but I can understand how it was. He wouldn't be most people's favourite Doctor. Obviously, the whole David Tennant. Everybody loves David Tennant. I like David Tennant as well. But my favourite Doctor is still Matt Smith. I think Matt Smith was, and a lot of it actually, I should take that back slightly. It's not about who the Doctor is. It's about the relationship they have with the companions as to what makes a good Doctor. And it was the Matt Smith Karen Gillan combo that really worked for me. Karen Gillan's legendary, absolutely. Well, I mean, who doesn't adore Karen Gillan? There's just something about the woman's gorgeous. Too tall for my personal romantic tastes. Which is what, 6 foot, 5'11", something like that. 5'11", 6 foot. I mean, I'm knee high to an urchin, so I don't know. Tall women don't do it for me generally. I mean, there are exceptions to every rule, but Karen Gillan, great actress, and I am going to have to elevate this a bit more. This was easier last time, but yeah, loved Karen Gillan. Jenna Coleman, I didn't like with Matt Smith, but I thought she was amazing with Peter Capaldi. So it's all about relationships and the combinations. And so yeah, maybe it wasn't Jodie Whittaker. Maybe it was the fact that I just didn't feel the magic between her and her companions. Possibly. We're gonna get this filled in a second. Watching the third Doctor, and there hasn't been a good companion for the first two of the first Doctor. Oh, the third Doctor, Tom Baker. I would agree. The third Doctor. So no, sorry, Pertwee. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Back then, the first two with Hartnell. That was good, but it's all about the relationships with the companions, generally speaking. And I'll say Billie Piper as Rose. I'm not a big Billie Piper fan. I wasn't a huge Rose fan, but I think she did work really well, both with Eccleston, especially actually with Eccleston, but not so much with Tennant. But again, she's generally likable, you know, and so I can see how how she would work. I liked Freema Agumon, who played Martha Jones. I really liked her on all levels, actually, as a character, as just her relationship with the Doctor, and also as eye candy. Okay, I'm a man. I have needs, and I need to see pretty girls on the TV every now and then. Yeah, gorgeous. I'm not normally, and again, this is going to sound racist, but it's not. It's just personal tastes. I'm not normally romantically or visually attracted to women of colour. It's just me. I prefer a nice English brunette. I'm brunette over blonde, generally speaking. Too much information here, but I think I just have a preference for a nice English brunette. But Freema, absolutely gorgeous. Beyonce, absolutely gorgeous. There are exceptions to every rule. We always say that. No, always exceptions to the rule. So yeah, I'm gonna extend. This isn't as good as last time either, but I don't want to spend any longer on that. The general shape is in play now with that, I think. Let me get the speed down back on there so we can just eyeball that. So the shape is still good, but we have now reclaimed. We've also given it a straighter edge, which is definitely going to please some of the standard players who like the straight lines. We've given it some room to play. They did Martha dirty in writing. Oh, absolutely. The stories weren't great, generally speaking. Of course, only one season with Martha. Excuse me. The ongoing thing with every one of these companions has to have that one ongoing legacy. So with Rose, she was basically the Doctor's love. We know she was the Doctor's love. Then with Martha, she saved the world. She walked around the world, recruiting everybody to save. Well, was it the world or the entire universe? I don't remember. Donna Noble, the most important woman there ever was, saved not the universe, all the universes, right? Then kind of, I think with Amy. If you're not up to date with the stories. But yeah, the basically the Doctor's mother-in-law, which I find hilarious. So it was less so with her, but then when you go to Clara, you got another one of these stories with Clara. She is everywhere and everywhere in the Doctor's history. It's all of these until the last ones with Jodie Whittaker. Until these last ones, the last companions were just ordinary. And I don't know whether that's maybe that's why I don't like. I don't know. Maybe I'm waiting for the next companion that is the most important thing and will save the universe companions. I don't know, but yes, we just have one. The pressure to build these stories, like the pressure to include the Daleks, because if we don't have the Daleks, it's not worth watching. The legacy of Jodie's companions, mostly memes. Yeah, not really into the more geometrical parts of the map, like the bay. Is it geometric? I try to keep it fairly. I mean, that that is geometric while still being trying to keep it a natural. This the bay, just, yeah, again, I'm trying to use the lines, the tiles, not strictly to but yeah, to help the city. But yeah, this just needs more space. And in the first edit, before I had to rebuild everything, I tried bringing this in even more, sort of to give, and the shape looked weird. This does need to have, from the point of here, this kind of shape to break into here. And so I think the only way really of reclaiming that little bit of the tile there was to give the straighter edge, I think. Like Harkness, yeah. Oh yeah. Captain Jack. Yeah, and the Brigadier, yeah. I've forgotten the yeah, the ones that reappear just occasionally. I do like the Doctor Light. The Doctor Light episodes generally are really good as well. And Blink is the classic, obviously. My okay. Have you got a favourite Who episode of all time? Because I definitely do. I have two that stand out for me as being my favourites of all time. One, because every time I watch it, I cry. I know it's a very non-macho thing to say, but every time I watch one particular episode, I will watch it if I need a cathartic cry. Okay, it's not often that I need a cathartic cry, but if I do, I know exactly the episode I go to, and it works every single time for me. But then I have another episode which I just think it's just magical. It's everything the Doctor Who should be. Has all my favourite characters in there as well, and it's funny and charming, and with all the usual problem solving that the Doctor has to do, and jeopardy for the companions, all the usual. Vincent, yeah, Vincent's a good one. Heaven Sent, Heaven Sent, big one. I would say go with that one. Yeah, very. I can back you on those ones. The one I go to for the cry is the Angels Take Manhattan. And it wasn't just we're losing Amy and Rory, but it also was, I was actually emotionally affected, and because of the double whammy, the way that they did that, you lose them, and then just when you're not expecting it, you lose them midway through the season. Come on, got to remember that they killed her off killed her off mid-season. It's like, wow, unbelievably brave writing there. But so that one's my cathartic one. That the Angels Take Manhattan was just I could have done without the Statue of Liberty. I think that was. I get it. It's a kids show, all right. I get it. It's a kids show, and if you're going to have statues coming to life in New York, you got to, haven't you? Right? I get it. I can deal with it. I'm a grown up, but I really wish they hadn't. Personally, it was just one step too far. My favourite Who episode of all time, though, The Doctor's Wife. The one with I've forgotten the actress's name. Sarandon. I think her surname Sarandon, who becomes the body of the TARDIS. That is just so good, so funny, and so magical. Yeah, has to be Watch party with Random 5. Oh man, yes. Let's go watch Doctor Who with Random 5. Oh man. Yeah, Just the Doctor's Wife. So good. The BBC or someone using their name uploaded all the classic. Well, you say all. Some of them aren't available. On the archive. Well, there you go. I think a lot of them are available on the BBC iPlayer in the UK. So, how are we doing here? I think I need to just push this back a little bit here. Just so that it kind of... doesn't quite work at the moment here. How's that? About the girl who waited. Another one, the one where Amy gets stuck in the time, the split. Was it two streams? It was called, wasn't it? The two streams, and she ages and waits all the years, and then the doctor lies. The doctor says he has to save her. That's there's a painful one. Oh. Did I mention I like Amy? I think I did. Oh man, I was so pleased when I found out she was in the Marvel universe now. It's like Amy Pond's a Marvel superhero. Oh, so good. Just wanted to say hello. Hi, Dolomite. Oh, hello. How you doing, Dolomite? Yeah, right. How am I doing with this? Am I back up to where I was before? Well, this, again, I'm not sure that I think I'm finished with this. But I think this is probably done. Probably done. And this part, I was more bothered about this part, to be honest with you. I think that now works. Amy Pond was also... Oh, Jumanji, yes. Oh, yeah. Jumanji's a... True story on the original Jumanji, right? I'm going to set the camera down for a moment. Newly married, I think. Newly married. It was, I think it was, may not have been married at that point. Might have been pre-marriage. It was a family date. She had 2 children from her first marriage. And what do you want to do, I say, because I'm a chirpy, happy family, or attempting to be family man kind of thing. And the kids wanted to go and see Jumanji, which I'd seen the trailers for. And I thought, do you know what? That looks like it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree. Let's go watch Jumanji as a family. Oh my God. I've seen the remake with Karen Gillan and Dwayne Johnson and all those. I think the remakes are fun. I don't think they're the greatest films of all time, but I think they're fun. I'm happy to roll with them. They're good Sunday afternoon viewing, right? The original Jumanji movie, biggest pile of crap. I fell asleep in the cinema twice during that movie. And that's not 2 different times going. That is sitting down, watching the movie, going, oh, come on. Oh, come on. And then falling asleep. And then waking up, realising I've been asleep, wondering if anybody's noticed I've fallen asleep. I really don't know. And then falling asleep again. So, you know when you wake up and you go, oh, God, bloody hell, that's embarrassing. I better not let that happen. Gone twice. I fell asleep twice. It was just awful. The plus side, my darling ex-wife and the girls absolutely adored the film. Write your biography one day. There you go. Yeah. Oh, so yes. Oh, I've got some stuff I haven't divulged. But yes, that's... Oh dear. Yeah. Yes, there's definitely some stuff that isn't safe for YouTube. Uh, oh, go on. Right. So, right. Let's crack on with this. Do I want to have a second rail line running across here? I think I do. I really think I do. Let's try this. Some of what I've done already is going to have to be rebuilt, but I think this is definitely a thing. That is definitely a thing. Right, that will connect directly, I would say, probably. We're elevated. We are elevated. We don't want to be elevated. There seems to be some alignment issues there with the pillars. So I think what that tells me is I need to go backwards. Well, I can fix this. I can fix this one way or another. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm definitely going to do this. Right. Now, if I do these both the same way, you connect to there. You connect to there. Perfectly aligned catenaries. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's not too bad. Does seem to go off at a jank there, though, doesn't it? Does seem to go off at a jank. Okay, we're going to make this work. First of all, I'm going to do one. And one. Okay. I might redo what I've just done. Let's... I mean, actually, I could probably just move this line completely. You know what? I'm going to do that because it's probably just going to be easier than fluffing about. How am I going to know where that... Something like... Hang on. Let go from over there. Comes over here. About that, probably. That's not too bad. Now, take you and you and you. Yep, that'll do. And now that is clean. Got the double lines, but that's not a problem. Here. Bulldoze. bulldoze, 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 bulldoze. Excuse me. Bulldoze, 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 bulldoze. Ground level. Straight line first of all. Then this is where the parallel rotor will be amazing, but we'll have to, it's going to take a little bit of jiggling here, I think. I'm going to do some manual node movements in a minute. And we're going to want some straight. I'll see you later. Take care. Have a good one. There goes random. That's all perfectly aligned. I think here, I know I've just placed this down. I think here we should be able to more or less (180) to that dot there. That's too far. 180 to that dot there. Also too far. Wow. All of these are too far. Okay. What if we don't go very far at all? Okay. We're going to start. I think we've got to start already on the pop. That's surprising. I'm going to have to do a little bit. Wow. That is fiddly. Everything about that was fiddly. Right, okay, I'm going to be doing manual node movements. This is why I got up this morning. Exactly why I got up this morning. Right, that's better. Apart from I don't like those two nodes so close together. Why have we got two pylons there? I don't know. You need to use the first curve. Do I? Do you think? Shall I try that? I've never got on with the first curve tool. Never really truly understood the geometry involved in it. But I will gladly bow to your knowledge, as you're here, to guide me. Right, get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4 isn't enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 isn't quite enough. 6. Right, we'll try that then. You might be onto something here, by the way. Just never let it be said I don't listen to my subscribers. So thank you very much for that. That information would have been very helpful about 10 minutes ago. First click determines the radius. I did not know that. But again, I've been too busy doing map making videos and not busy enough playing the game. So there's only one person to blame here. And it's you, apparently. Okay. I am gonna. Come on. Come on, Anarchy. Oh, fiddlesticks. I'm going to start that off of here. There's always a danger, though, when you're coming off of elevated. You can get some sort of glitching. That looks okay. Oh, no. No, that's what I was worried about. That is exactly what I didn't want to happen here. You know what? I have a solution. I have a solution. That wasn't meant to be the bulldozer tool, by the way. That was supposed to be the upgrade tool. Oh, I want to cry. Right. There we go. We'll use a little bit of terrain softening just to make that. What is going on here? Excuse me? Right. You're not going to do that again now, are you? Good. Right. So let's go. About there. And there. That's okay, isn't it? I think. Bring you off that way. Bring you up a little bit. Look that way. Do that. Look at this. Look at this. That is shocking. All the stuff that I've been finding from other creators all these years is starting to happen to me. Didn't that time. I will take that back one section. And we will succeed this time. Just like a parrot with no teeth. Oh, come on. What am I doing wrong here now? Am I still in... I'm still in Move It. See? My little parrot with no teeth joke. So funny. Funniest joke ever. Wow. This is... I'd try bringing it this way. And then... It's almost perfect. That'll do. That will absolutely jolly well do. Apart from this, which will not jolly well do at all. I did say I was going to be moving some nodes manually, and I think that is definitely going to be the case here. Hello, Catenary Chaos. You are not welcome on my watch. I fixed it. Well, got the... Maybe when we align all these up perfectly. There we go. This one. And this one. And this one. And I'm going to try and be cheeky and do two at once. I'm going to do several at once. One, two, three, four, five. How about that? That's great. That is great. That is also great. I am suitably impressed. Oh, I didn't tell you. A bit of gossip for you. Yeah, the network multi-tool. Yes, I would agree. Not working for me at the moment, network multi-tool, which is why I'm doing everything manually. It is a pain in the bottom, but it's it is what it is, I think. What can we do? What can we do? I don't know why it's not working. It's a conflict with a mod or something. But I've got to the point in Cities Skylines 1 that I've stopped worrying about these things. I'm not going to be around with the game for too much longer. And I will fully embrace Cities Skylines 2 with whatever mods become available there. And we'll have a brand new chart show starting from episode 1. It's going to hurt episode 1 after... Was it 200? It's going to be about 280 to 290 when it stops. Well, it just doesn't hurt as much as Watts map hitting 1700. There we are. That is a bit cleaner. Catenary Chaos I will worry about later. We also have a slight break in the fabric of the universe, but nothing that a bush won't hide. So I'm not worried about that. Let's have a chat. What's going on with chat? Freeform versus curve tool usage as a master's degree program. Oh yes. Oh, hang on a second. We've got the play before that. You're currently playing the Jalika. Oh, Jalika, yeah. The one thing I learnt is that dual rail tracks can be less complicated than I think. They use one ways in ways I never thought of. True. Yeah, the dual rail. For me, the big thing with the dual rail is just keeping them separate so that, hang on, I'm very confused. Oh my god. So this dual rail here, where I've kept one separate from the other so that we could have passenger, and I thought I'm working backwards. Do you know where I thought here? I thought we were here, about to enter the tunnel. I've got another bend to navigate. I'm not going to do that now. It is 11:15 in the evening here, and I have got one or two tasks I should be doing in terms of housework, because I'm never going to find me a lady if I don't keep my house in spick and span. Also, my mother will continue to haunt me if I don't continue to keep my house in spick and span. Yeah, today's was a bit of a waste, a bit of a loss, I think, having to spend so much time redoing work I'd already done. But I am about to save, and I will make sure that this is definitely saved. And we'll carry on tomorrow. We're going to definitely do some tomorrow. There's nothing to do tomorrow. There's no... What's going on out there? Keep riding. Well done. There's nothing to do tomorrow. It's just a map making day. So yeah, we're going to get a little bit closer to that. I'm a little bit scared by the tree painting. I want to make sure I do it right. Having seen the quality and how they compare to mine side by side, I know I've got to up my game a lot here. But anyway, that's to come. Oh, it was this. How I stopped worrying and learned to love the jank. A biography by me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome. Yeah, honestly, that it's the intersection would have been so much easier with the multi-tool. This was fiddly AF, absolutely fiddly AF. But I got it to work in the end. And like I say, it does work. It does handle the traffic, well, at 2,000 population on the start square up there, with the dummy traffic which is going in and out of the intersection and handling the traffic coming in and out of the city at that size. It's not having the problem. Of course, as the city gets bigger, there'll be more to talk about. But yeah, I'm quite happy with I'm happy with what I've achieved today. There is... I need to narrow that river up a little bit. It's a little bit too wide. A little bit too chubby, this river here. Not much, just a little bit. Maybe 10 to 15%. It's about the sort of right width here. And I don't mind it being wide here. But yeah, from about the bridge to about here, that needs narrowing up. And I think the next thing that we'll do, the next major project, apart from connecting up the last part of that rail, will be the terrain up here. There's the thought process with the terrain in the top left. Oh, sure, can we see that? We can see that. These hills here are a little on the... Obviously, they're just bumps at the moment. I'm thinking that this one in the foreground here will be like this one here, but slightly... Let's bring the camera over. As a chubby guy, I take offence by your words. Oh, was it? For my entire life, I have been a stick insect. Very athletic, would run everywhere. Okay. In recent years, hitting middle age, I got called a word I'd never been called before, and I thought, what? And I actually had to look at photos of me to realise where they were coming from. The word was stocky. I am now officially stocky. But in my head, I'm still a stick insect, right? So, yeah. I think stocky is the polite term. They could have used a slightly another word, chubby. I don't think chubby's a word. The thing is, I don't really carry any, shall we say, body fat as such. I'm just more out of shape and more stocky now. You know, if I worked out my toning would pull it all back in the shape. Can't be bothered to work out, to be honest with you. Again, who am I trying to impress? Other than the doctor, basically. Anyway, so I'm thinking this hill here will be like this, but smaller. Sort of about maybe this height. So we have this and this, framing what will be, I'm imagining to be a resort area here. This area here will be some kind of, maybe a plateau to balance the, like a mid-level plateau here, but then fading into the coast. And then we'll pop in some beachfront across here. And again over here, this mountain here will feed, the ridge will feed down into this area. This island here will be reshaped completely, more to be probably that kind of shape, with the essential lighthouse. This island here, again, I think this island here probably isn't too bad, but this needs to go, definitely. So yeah, I'm not sure about, because this was doodling. To get this shape was doodling, and I kind of like the shape of this, and I hate it equally. And then I saw an image on Google Earth or Google Maps or something that had a coastline that did exactly this. So I don't know whether or not I'm probably still gonna lose this. Because again, you look at the shape, you go, right, well, that ridge goes down to... What's all this about? It doesn't sell the story to me. I need it to sell me more of a story. So, yeah, we'll probably end up etching this out. So this probably becomes more of a coast into this way. Yeah, but this was just... If you saw the very, very early episode where I was basically sketching out the map in 2 dimensions, basically, this was literally me going, right, I need an island here, an island here, an island here. And then I came with the softening tool and smoothed them into these shapes. And they've stayed like this. And of those 3, I think that one is, well, of that one, this one, that one. This is the one I think is most likely to stay closest to its original form. This one is just, it needs to be continuated from there. And then, like I say, this one here, we'll do it sort of like a plateau from there, continuation, and then just drop it down into the coast. And then this over here, which will probably etch out a little bit into the coast, so we just get a little hidden resort area, and that would separate that from what would then become the downtown over here. Yeah, I think so. I think so. What have we got there? A nice bay in the island for a ferry would be nice. Nice bay in the island. What for? Oh, where we are there. Yeah, I mean we've got a bay here. That's definitely going. Let me. Oh, I thought I was ending the stream. What have you done to me? You broke me. You broke the bonbon. I'm going to get rid of those as well. Hang on. Getting ahead for tomorrow. And we'll do a little... hate it, but it's closer to what I'm looking for. All right. Yeah, I mean, this is closer. Probably going to re-terrain that coast a little bit there. This will probably exist in some form over here. I don't mind that too much. Cliffhanger. Famous 5 islands. Famous 5. Oh man. Now, hang on a second. They. Oh no, I'm thinking of Swallows and Amazons, aren't I? Swallows. Was it Swallows and Amazons that was based in Portsmouth Harbour? I think that's, yeah. Famous 5 was somewhere else. No, I was just thinking of the island. They went and camped on the island, didn't they, in Swallows and Amazons? And I'm trying to remember the name of the island in Portsmouth Harbour, and it has escaped me. But the Scouts famously use it or own it or something. Right, you're about to begin surgery. About to say surgery. I didn't know you were a surgeon. Oh yes. Anyway, so that is that. I think that's the plan. That's the plan. We've got a little bit of flooding coming this way at the moment, but those islands over there. This one will be more vertical than that one. We'll do a little bit of work here just to tie this area in together, and then that will be mostly this area done. It should be good. We have some islands over here as well. I don't have an answer for at the moment. I don't have an answer for. But, yeah, the map is from up here. It's not a map that looks great from above, is it? I think we can agree on that. Points for aesthetics. It's not going to be a 5-star map for aesthetics because the design doesn't really, but it was doodled. What do you want? Okay. What do you want? Right, I am officially ending now. Right, you're too old to remember the name. I'm too young to remember the name. Portsea Island. It'll come to me later. It'll come to me when I'm trying to go to sleep tonight. I'm not going to look it up. I was busy Googling what makes road paint. You know, the lines on the paint. What is it they add to road paint to make it solidify? I was Googling that earlier and instantly forgot the answer. Liking that's progressing. Yeah, I'm liking that's progressing. I'm still hoping in about 2 weeks it'll be ready and we can upload it and we can be the map of the week. Yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks Kiki. Thanks Dolomite. Thanks Flying Man. Doing my usual scroll back through the names. Random was here. Thanks Dolomite. I said Dolomite already. Paladino was here. Thanks Paladino. I wasn't ignoring your comment about David Tennant there. You liked Jodie as the Doctor. Problem was the writing. Yeah, there's truth there. There is truth there. RCN was here. And I think that's mostly it. And Diego, of course. Diego was here as well. No, that was fun. That was 2 hours. Another 2 hours where I've done about 15 minutes worth of work because I was just redoing work I'd already done. But tomorrow, possibly in the morning, but definitely in the evening as well. If not as well, definitely in the evening. We'll do a proper session. I will get some of these bits finished. I can't wait. Anyway, what's this? Tortuga? Hang on, who's Tortuga? I'm confused. Tortuga? That's not what I'm calling the map. The map has a name already. It came up in a very early episode. Very early episode. I came up with it, and I can't remember who it said was that's on the button, and it was absolutely on the button. So I know exactly what we're going to call this one. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, I'm going to wind up. Again, I don't have an outro, so if you haven't hit the like button, now is the time to do so. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.
Come here now, girl.